Hello friends, my name is JV and today we are going to learn about the Lamis theorem application in case of fluid power engineering subject. Let's begin with the subject. So I am taking a theory of impact of jet on a moving curved plate and application of Lamis theorem in it. So where this theory is applicable? This theory is applicable in all the turbines, those who are working or having impeller or say curved blade in it. So generally this figure shows the rounded area with the black border, shows that this is my objective. Means if you are having trouble in order to understand these equations, then here is the video for you, and at the end of the video I am asking you two questions. If you are able to solve those two questions in your mind, then it means that you are understand this theory, you are understood this theory thoroughly. So watch the video till the end. Education is not a joke. Education is something which is very interesting and not a boring thing, correct? So let's see the first basic phenomena of the Pythagoras theorem, which is also applicable in many of the examples of the fluid power engineering subject. So for right angle triangle, if the angle is in between the diagonal and the horizontal side, suppose the angle is A, then the equation would be x is equal to z cos A, means cos component of diagonal is horizontal one because the angle is associated between the diagonal and the horizontal path, and y is equal to z sin A. Suppose this angle is associated with the vertical one, then y becomes z cos A. So it is the game of with which component the angle is given. Okay, so that's what I want to convey. That is very basic one, but still some of the students are having a doubt in their mind, so for clarification of that. So now Lamis theorem. Why? Lamis theorems, whenever it comes in our mind, then we will first thought about the y figure, then we will proceed further. Suppose this y figure having three component x, y and z, having an angle between x and y A, y and z B, and z and x C. Then the equation would be z upon sin A, y upon sin C is equal to x upon sin B. So these are the equal equations. So how could you identify the angle? The angle which is not associated with the line, means if you are taking z component, then divided by the angle which is not associated with the z. So B and C are the angle associated with the z. A is not associated with the z. It is the angle between the x and y. So that's why we are taking sine component of it. So this is the equation of the Lamis theorem. Very basic equation and very wonderful equation, which is used whenever the Pythagoras rule is not used. Let's take a curved plate. So curved path theory you need to cover up. Up to curved path theory, all the lectures are given in my playlist. Also in this description I have mentioned all kind of theories up to the curved path. You can check it out one by one video. After understanding theory of curved path, then and then you are eligible for this video. Otherwise not recommended. If you are mathematical related faculty, then you are most welcome for this video particular. Okay, so if the I am taking the inlet velocity diagram over here. So this is V1 velocity of jet at which it is entering, having two component VW1 and VF1, horizontal one and vertical one, which is responsible for the wall and the flow of it, and having an angle of alpha 1 jet angle with respect to horizontal line. Now another one velocity will be there, which is relative velocity. You can understand it in this manner that if V1 strikes to the curved blade, then V1 does not have the sufficient amount of force, means the blade will not move with the V1 velocity. It will restrict the V1 velocity with some amount of resistance. So that resistance will be delivered by the VR1 relative velocity. So this is VR1 having an beta 1 angle between the horizontal and the VR1, which is blade angle. This is the angle which is a tangential angle with the horizontal line. See that the figure. So this is the beta 1 angle. It is also called blade angle at the inlet. So this velocity is u1, which is peripheral velocity, or it can be concluded by the end point of v1 and vr1. So here three velocities are mine. First is v1, second one is vr1, third one is u1, because vw1 and vf1 are the horizontal and vertical component of the v1 correctly. So now I am removing the v1 and vw1 and vf1 from the figure. I need to prepare a Lami's theorem from these three velocities, basic velocity. So for that purpose I need to take the u1 at the junction point of v1 and vr1. Okay, so now I want to define the angle between these three velocities. Just remember the x, y, z component. Angle between x, y, y, z and zx need to be defined in order to put the equation. So here x, y, z is converted by the v1, vr1 and u1. So we need to define the angle between those velocities. So let's take first of all the angle between the v1 and u1. I am drawing one horizontal line from the u1. So the u1 and horizontal line will have an angle of 180 between them. And from the z concept of the maths, this due to this z phenomena, if this angle is alpha, then definitely this angle would be alpha 1. So the ultimate angle between the u1 and v1 is 180 plus alpha 1. So one angle is defined. Let's put it into y figure. Here is the y figure having three velocity vr1, v1 and u1. So now we have defined the angle between the v1 and u1. So here v1 and u1 are the. So this angle is defined, which is nothing but 180 plus alpha 1. Now simply I can say that if the horizontal line making an angle beta 1 with respect to this one, then definitely the same line making an beta 1 angle over here with respect to u1. If this is beta 1 angle and this complete angle is 180, then this angle, remaining angle, is 180 minus beta 1. Okay, so this is the angle between the u1 and the vr1. So u1 and vr1 having an angle of 180 minus beta 1. Correct? And the third angle is the remaining angle, and which is 360 minus this angle, which is beta 1 minus alpha 1. So now I can apply the Lami's theorem, which is vr1 divided by sine 180 plus alpha 1 is equal to u1 divided by sine beta 1 minus alpha 1 is equal to v1 divided by sine 180 minus beta 1. It is minus beta 1 plus 1, it is minus beta. Okay, mention it correctly. The second thing is the flow coming out from the curved plate. It is coming out with the velocity vr2, which is indicated by this red line, having an angle beta 2 with respect to horizontal. The same by extending the tangential line, beta 2 angle between the horizontal, and the remaining angle is phi is equal to 180 minus beta 1 minus beta 2, which is angle of deflection, which is the angle with which the plate is deflected. Another velocity is velocity of jet, which is coming out from the outside. I mean, it is denoted by v2, having two components v w2 and vf2. angle of alpha 2 and also VR2 and V2 at the junction, preparing U2 velocity. So now, in order to derive Laplace equation out of it, U2 need to be at the junction, and after that taking a horizontal line from the U2. So this angle would be beta 2, and the angle between the U2 and the horizontal line is 180. So ultimately the angle between the U2 and VR2 is 180 plus beta 2. Putting in the Y diagram, angle between the VR2 and U2 is 180 plus beta 2. Then again taking this right angle triangle over here. So this is creating a right angle triangle over here, alpha 2 angle, correct? So the summation of the triangle angles are 180. So in order to derive this angle, because this angle is 90, U2 and vertical line. Now if I am able to define this angle, then I am able to find out the angle between U2 and V2. So this angle is 180 minus 90 minus alpha 2. It means 90 minus alpha 2. And this angle is 90. If I am adding 90 into it, then it will give me the angle between the U2 and V2, which is nothing but 180 minus alpha 2. So angle between U2 and V2 is 180 minus alpha 2. So now the remaining angle between VR2 and V2 can be found out, 360 minus both the angles, and ultimately the equation would be alpha 2 minus beta 2. Now I am able to derive the equation out of it. VR2 divided by 180 sine 180 minus alpha 2 is equal to U2 divided by sine alpha 2 minus beta 2 is equal to V2 divided by sine 180 plus beta 2. Here it is, the theory which is related to it. Why you are confusing yourself or you are not able to understand it? Just because of the diagram. The diagram is in this form, and that's why you are confusing it, and you have confusion in your mind. So I try my level best to give understanding of this theory, of this equations. If you are having any doubt, any questions, I am ready to solve it. Please share and comment in this video so that I can prepare for the next video with some reason. Thank you very much for watching it. And one more thing, this whole credit goes to Shivani sir, who teaches me this fluid power engineering subject in a deep manner, in a deep understanding manner, and he is one of the gentle and calm person I have ever met in my life as a professor. He is at the highest post of the design engineer in Jyoti Switchgear company since for experience approximately up to 15 to 20 years, and he teaches me in Eddie Patel institution while my study of BE Mechanical. So I am fortunate to have such kind of professor in my life. Thank you very much sir, so that I can prepare myself in a better way. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.